Chair of the ASEAN nations, Mr. Anwar bin Ibrahim, my brother. Please take the floor.
Thank you, President Cyril Ramaphosa. Southeast Asia is one of the world's disaster epicenters. In many years, our region accounts for around half of global disaster fatalities and more than $4 billion in economic losses. Not all these events are driven by climate change, but climate stress compounds their impact and weakens recovery. We have learned that resilience depends on anticipatory investment. That is why our region has built one of the most active disaster response systems in the developing world through the ASEAN Coordinating Center for Humanitarian Assistance, or AHA Center. The science of climate change is crystal clear, yet global momentum is faltering. In many societies, including the industrialized world, there is a rising pushback against policies seen to raise prices and threaten jobs. At the same time, energy demand in developing regions is growing faster than clean alternatives can be deployed. The world will continue to use fossil fuels for some time. Pretending otherwise will not help us plan responsibly. ASEAN's experience shows that regional platforms can advance climate action. Disaster cooperation and energy connectivity, even when global processes struggle. If fossil fuels cannot be eliminated overnight, then we need the technologies that reduce their footprint. CCUS, methane abatement, and industrial decarbonization will all be essential. Meanwhile, the ASEAN power grid and the Trans-ASEAN gas pipeline will help smooth the integration of renewables and strengthen energy security, even as we scale clean power. These are the kinds of measures that make the transition workable. We must accelerate adaptation where impacts already threaten lives and livelihoods, especially in food and water security. We must advance a climate strategy that is ambitious, yet grounded in the realities of our people face. To sustain these efforts at scale, international climate finance must be accessible, predictable, and aligned with the needs of developing regions. Only then can we secure livelihoods and advance shared prosperity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The last to speak on the guest country list is Lee Kinyanjui, Minister for Investment, Trade and Industry from the Republic of Kenya, as Chairperson of the East African Community.
Your Excellency, President Cyril Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, apologies, Mr. Ali Kenyajui, the Cabinet Secretary, is not allowed, and I am taking his place. I'm the Kenya High Commissioner to the Republic of South Africa. We wish to commend South Africa for ensuring that African priorities are prominently reflected in the summit's agenda, particularly on resilience, sustainability, and equitable development. Excellencies, we recognize G20's efforts to strengthen global disaster risk financing, which remains essential for enabling timely and effective responses to climate-related and natural hazards. We also welcome the G20 focus on expanding inclusive early warning systems and enhancing capacity building in developing regions, which is vital for protecting lives and preserving development gains. Excellencies, the East African Community encourages G20 to advance the provision of predictable, adequate, and accessible climate finance with strong attention to adaptation as a pressing priority for vulnerable countries. We underline the importance of honoring existing finance commitments while pursuing innovative and fair mechanisms that align with the needs of developing countries. Excellencies, COMESA is leveraging continental initiatives such as the Mission 300, which targets electricity access for 300 million Africans through its Accelerating Sustainable and Clean Energy Access Transformation Program. Its regional component, the Regional Energy Access Acceleration Platform, provides tailored technical assistance, policy harmonization support, and capacity building to help countries advance scalable and sustainable energy transitions. We emphasize that energy development is inherently regional. Harmonized laws, coordinated regulations, and integrated markets are essential to avoid fragmented progress and to unlock economies of scale in cross-border energy trade and infrastructure development. As we advance sustainable energy transitions, we must ensure they are just and inclusive, fully supporting women, youth, and indigenous communities and workers in carbon-intensive sectors. Excellencies, let me conclude by saying we stand ready to deepen cooperation with all partners, including the G20, to accelerate clean energy access, strengthen regional integration, and build resilient systems that support long-term sustainable development. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We now move on to international organizations. And if we are economic with time, we could finish in a few minutes before we all retire to dinner and thereafter retire